I think in this day and age, I think everybody would like to be able to have a controller on their aquarium. I mean, who wouldn't when you understand what you can automate? But not everybody's got the budget for starting at the higher price point. And this was, something that I believe gives everybody an opportunity to get into the HYDROS network or frame. And from there, if they want to grow with it, they can. And if they're happy where it's at, then it does its job.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CVtv podcast. My name is Carlos, and I'm here with my co-host, David Dockin. How are you, Dave?
Doing well today, Carlos. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's been a while since we've recorded.
Yeah, it's been a lot of things going on here internally and trade show season. So we've been traveling a lot, doing a lot of software work.
Yeah, but also we have released new products as well.
Yeah, and we got another one here for you.
We have the start. And I mean, we cannot make it any easier than this, Dave. I mean, talk about listening to people. And I remember at the trade shows, people saying, okay, you have too many controllers.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, we're going to make it easy for you.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier than just calling the controller start, which is a great option. I think it's a great controller. It's down to basics, but it's not too basic that it has a purpose to it as well.
Yeah, trying to simplify it and give people what they're asking for. Make it as intuitive as possible in terms of where to begin or at what level you want to begin.
And it uses the same app, the same color coding, the same look, the same rugged look. I mean, just because it is cheaper and is a start and it's like the basic controller doesn't mean that we're actually compromising our values in terms of software quality and durability.
Correct. Yeah, it's mostly just trying to fit in these gaps that we see in the marketplace. And a lot of that is all just by what's driven by, our customers' feedback.
Absolutely. Feedback is one of the biggest things that we pay attention to it. So anyway, what is the HYDROS Start? So the HYDROS Start is the newest member of the HYDROS family, and it works both on salt and freshwater, right?
Yeah, it might be a good entry controller into the freshwater market.
Yeah, it's a complete controller. So it's got sensors, it's got drive ports, and it's got AC outlets. Yep. It's got its own brain, connects to the HYDROS app, which is awesome. It can work individually and also become part of the collective. And a collective is just a group of controllers that you can put together. As you grow, you get, you get the aquarium bug bites you, and then you start with a 10-gallon tank, and next thing you know, 6 months, a year later, you have a 300-gallon system. Obviously, the controller you purchased when you had the 10-gallon tank is not going to work, or it's just not going to be enough. And instead of forcing you to buy a new controller and wasting your money, what we do is we have add-on controllers to grow and grow with you.
I like to tell people, Carlos, there's any way you go in HYDROS, you can't go wrong. You're never going to buy into something and then it's going to be a throwaway. You're always going to have that accessibility to bring it into a larger system.
Yes.
Through a command bus.
And it grows. And just to be, a little bit of opening up the curtains behind the development of the product, it actually grows out of the need from, a very small group of a very small team of people here at CoralVue. Yeah. We all have tanks, we all have aquariums, and some of it is because we needed it. So we need it, so we make it.
Exactly.
And then we share it.
That's
pretty much it.
Yeah, we're all hobbyists. We love it. That's where this was all born from. So we'll keep on the path of development, and there'll be even more stuff, and there is stuff in the works. So
absolutely. Compact size. This is the same size as the launch, and the launch is a controller that we released in 2024. So it's the same footprint. It's made from the same rugged material. So it's industrial grade.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about this, Dave, is that it really offers a much better option compared to the HYDROS Control X2 starter pack or
Yeah.
the X3 starter packs. The Start has more features, and I think it's a much stronger design that sets you ready for the future. When I mean stronger design, I mean that it has the integrated AC outlets into the box. I'm not
Yeah.
relying on the Wi-Fi strip
Yeah.
anymore.
I'd like to just delve into that a little bit. You know, when we got started with HYDROS and in this development, and we were kind of in the midst of COVID, and there was just a massive shortage of ICs, integrated components in the marketplace. So really the starter pack was born because of we could acquire these Wi-Fi strips. And honestly, they do serve a nice purpose. But like you said, it's non-critical devices. Whereas now with the Start, allowing you to take in these critical devices, i.e. heaters, and put that on this device.
What comes with the Start, Dave?
The universal sense ports. There's 4 sense ports: temperature probe, water level, leak detectors, TDS.
Also, it comes with 2 drive ports, so you can actually power 12-volt devices like a tiny little ATO pump or the LED lights under your cabinet. Things that when you only have 4 AC outlets in that controller, those AC outlets become very valuable. So why should I use an AC outlet for a tiny little pump?
Yeah.
So that's why we added those 2 drive ports that are 12 volts to give you that versatility.
So if you purchase our ATO kit, it will come with the little pump that will plug right in, and as well as the water level sensor and a little package of tubing and a little brake siphon. So it's a complete package.
And most importantly is that you're not using one of the 4 AC outlets.
Yep.
So then
that's precious real estate.
Yes, it is. Precious resources, now, obviously, it comes with 4 110, 120 volt AC outlets. So that'll drive your main lights, your heater, your return pump, things that require a lot more power and things that are more of a high importance. You want to make sure that those heaters get turned off. Whether the Wi-Fi or the internet goes down, the heater needs to be turned on or turned off. And that can be done when the AC outlet is integrated into the controller itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so now one of the biggest questions I've had when I was at the last trade show and we released the product was, okay, this looks like the Launch. What's the difference? What's the difference between the Start and the Launch?
The first one would be the drive ports. You got 2 drive ports instead of 4.
Okay. The other one would be that it does not include a pH or ORP probe.
Yeah, so
you're giving that up.
You're looking to do salinity conductivity. Start is not for you.
The Start is not for you. It also does not include the 0 to 10 volt inputs. So if you're looking to use a button box or something like that would give you convenience, then the Start is not for you. But the great thing about it is that because of those features, and it's kind of like a more basic controller, the price is far more affordable. All right. It's using the same app, so no coding. The UI is very intuitive. It's very easy to use. All the logic is directly on the device, so it just like the X10, just like the XB8, just like the Chacon, the higher end products. Just because this one is cheaper doesn't mean that it doesn't have it. Configuration stored in the device itself. So again, if you have any problems with Wi-Fi or internet, you don't have to worry about it because the controller will continue to run your tank.
Yeah.
All right.
And everything's stored on the cloud. I don't know.
Again. Yeah. Just because it's cheaper, we're not going to say, oh yeah, you're Start, so you don't have cloud access.
Minimizing your cloud access.
No, you still have that. You'll have all the backups and everything in case something happens. All right, so let's recap on how do I decide between the Launch and the Start. All right, so let's talk about the Start. If you want affordability, an entry point controller without probes, no pH and no ORP or salinity. Something that is, you're heavy on the freshwater side of
Yeah.
things, then the start is for you.
Yeah.
What about the launch?
Choose launch if you need advanced features, probe, pH, ORP, conductivity, extra drive ports, 0 to 10 volt in.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
it's a better choice just for people that are looking for a higher, advanced features, and look, there's nothing wrong with starting with the start.
yeah,
At almost half the price. You can always then look at the rest of the HYDROS line and say, let me add a control 4 to it. Let me add a Blenny to it. Whatever you want to bring into the system, it's there for you.
Right. I also want to make sure that people know that we've been talking about this through the show. The start is more heavy towards freshwater, but I wanted to bring up some other options on the start for the marine hobby, because I want to, sometimes I don't think about everything. And it's like, oh, the start, that's a freshwater controller. I'm not going to use it, or I don't need it. Well, the start is actually a pretty good controller. It's great for water stations.
Yeah, Carlos, this is something you were telling me you're using.
I use the start for my water station.
Tell us what you're doing.
Actually, I do. So I have the start installed on my water station, which is in my garage, and I have a large container of water, and I have 2 sensors. I have a low sensor and a high sensor. And what I do is I don't want my RODI water to constantly turn on and turn off as soon as the top sensor gets dry. It kills your membrane. So what I do is I have something that we call statefulness, which is something that is only available easily through the HYDROS. Every other controller you have to program. It's a big nightmare to do it. Only 10% of the population can do this. I think you need a degree in
writing code,
and work for NASA to do it. Yeah. But anyway, the controller, when the tub is full, my controller ignores the top sensor and it'll wait until the bottom sensor is dry. And then as soon as the bottom sensor is dry, then it'll fill the tank. And then it'll ignore the bottom sensor and it will turn off the water until the top sensor is wet. So, so I'm draining the tub completely before I fill it up again.
Right.
Anyway, I also have a booster pump, and that one requires power. I also have a mixing pump in there because I dump my salt. Unfortunately, I don't have unlimited space and I don't have a farm here. So when I have to do a water change, I have to add the salt into that big container, mix it up, and put a heater in there. So the start is perfect because I have the sense ports. I have the water level top, water level bottom. I have a temperature sensor, and I have a leak detector. All right, that's my 4 sensors right there. Then I need solenoids. I need a solenoid to turn on the water going into my RDI. That goes into the 12 and one of the drive ports. I need another solenoid that I use to shut off the water from my water tub into my main system. Right there. Okay, that's the 2 solenoids. Then I need the heater. That's an AC outlet. I got a mixing pump, AC outlet. I have the booster pump, AC outlet. And then I have another open AC outlet in here if I needed to do another, let's say another solenoid.
Yeah.
So you see, this start has turned my really dumb water station into a state-of-the-art advanced water station that I have it hooked up to my main system through the collective.
How did you do that? It's in another room, your water station?
It's in another room, and I just ran a command bus cable, data-only command bus cable from one controller in the other to my new system, and that's what I do. It was perfect. I don't need a pH. I don't need a salinity. I don't need ORP there. I just needed sense ports, dry ports, and AC outlets.
Yeah.
Another thing that we could use it, Dave, is quarantine tanks. Think about it.
Yep.
Connect your lights. Connect your filter, whatever air pump filter. You got a heater and so forth. I mean, you could probably connect two quarantine pumps to one of those to a start. It's fantastic. So, and then the obvious choice would be for a freshwater tank. I mean, a freshwater tank, if I had a freshwater tank with, like a 50-gallon with some betas, maybe barbs, plecos, some plants and everything, I could do the pH, or I could just forego the pH and just have the start do it.
Right.
So there's versatility for beginners, there's
Hmm.
versatility for the freshwater users, but there's also versatility for the advanced hydros users.
Yeah, that's great. I think in this day and age, I think everybody would like to be able to have a controller on their aquarium. I mean, who wouldn't when you understand what you can automate. But not everybody's got the budget for starting at the higher price point. And this was, something that I believe gives everybody an opportunity to get into the HYDROS network or frame. And from there, if they want to grow with it, they can. And if they're happy where it's at, then it does its job.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to aquarium automation for everyone is kind of our slogan. So that's what we tried to do.
Right. Well, if you have any questions on the start, or if you want to find more information about the start, head on over to CoralVue.com. So thank you again for watching. Thank you again for listening to us, and we will see you next time.